And we're recording. So this is Gail. We're teaching fall prevention yoga through chair yoga. We stand behind the chair, beside the chair, seated on the chair. And today we're going to go through a few of our postural alignment special moves, okay? So I'm going to stand up, move this chair out of the way. I'll come back up here for our guided rest relaxation and that gratitude practice. Man, that's a mouthful. Anyway, let's get started. Let me move this chair out of the way and then come back to the back of the room. You'll see how this looks. Okay, all right, very good. I'm kind of here in the center, and y'all can be on camera or not. It's only recording on me though, by the way. So to begin with, let's start with the breath. So I'm going to look at my feet. My feet are kind of going out a little bit, so kind of going at angles. You can see them now. But what I invite you to do is look at your feet, have them about 2 fist distances apart. And then the outsides of the feet is what I want you to have a straight line. So you may have to tuck a toe in and then the other. And I'm going to go back up to the camera here and make sure everybody's muted, because I think Miss Carol's unmuted, and I got to mute y'all again. Mute y'all. Okay, very good. I'm going to go back. So I'll answer questions at the end. Again, the outside of your feet, make that be parallel, and then come up and sit nice and tall. We'll start with the breath. So find your belly button and then go about 2 finger widths below that and place the center of your palm in that space. So that's your dantian. And then the other hand above. Now you can also do hand on the chest to see how much movement is going on in your chest in addition to the belly. So maybe you do that instead. A little soft bend in the knees. So let's breathe in, expand that belly like you're filling up a balloon. And as you exhale, really draw that belly button towards your spine. Relax those shoulders too. Good, good, good. Let's do that again. Breathe in, expand that belly. And then slowly, belly button towards your spine as you exhale. If you can, try to breathe in and out through the nose. If you need to breathe through the mouth, do it slower so you don't dry out that throat. Again, breathe in, belly big. And then exhale, belly button towards your spine. Once more, breathe in, belly big. And exhale. Beautiful. From here, hands out by the side of your body. Now, in this stance, if you're seated on the chair, you're going to scoot forward. And again, look at your feet. Make sure the outsides of your feet are in this straight line. You may, again, have to turn feet in to make that straight line happen. So we're going to do some postural alignment stuff here. So with soft bend in the knees, I want you to squeeze your behind, both behinds, 5 times. So here we go. Squeeze and release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. 2 more. Squeeze, release. 1 more. Squeeze and release. Now I'm going to scoot back so you can all see this in the mirror, or in the camera. We'll interlace the fingers, push the hands away, and then lengthen straight arms as best you can towards the ceiling. So interlace the fingers, hands overhead. If you can, take your head and look where the fingers are. And really kind of lengthen towards the ceiling. Just kind of note where this is and release it down, unlace those fingers, and then just kind of shake those shoulders. Now from here, we're going to turn the feet out, heels in. So we've got this kind of like 30-degree, 45-degree angle going on, and then hands down beside the body. Once again, we're going to squeeze our behind muscles 5 times. So here we go. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. 3 more. Squeeze and release. 2 more. Squeeze and release. 1 more. Big squeeze. Squeeze and release. Very good. Bring the feet back to the outsides are parallel. And again, that might mean a foot is turned in a little bit. And then get your feet firm into the floor. Now I'm going to come up to the camera so y'all can see this. We're going to do golfer's grip, modified golfer's grip. So we're going to fold the fingers into the pad of the hand and then line up the top of the hand with the forearm. So that's your modified golfer's grip, thumbs sticking out. All right, so I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. My feet won't be in the camera, but my head will. What we're going to do is have the thumbs be down and the side of the knuckles into the temple. And again, kind of wiggle yourself nice and tall. We're going to hold the position 5 times and then make movement happen after we hold the position. So we're going to bring our elbows in and hold, 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 and release. Do that again. Bring it in. Hold, 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 and release. 3 more. Oh my gosh. Bring it in. Hold, 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 and release. 2 more sets. Here we go. Bring it in. Hold, 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 and release. Last one. Here we go. Bring it in. Hold, 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 and out. Now just go out and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, woo, 6, 4 more, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Very good. From here, just kind of shake. Let me step back a little bit, and then shake it out to the side, to the other side. Bring it up. Bring it over to one side, then the other, and then elbows bent, flap those arms. Very good. And then from here, cup the hands, swing the arms, bend the knees, lubricate those ankles, those knees, those hip joints, and let's tap the shoulders. A little bend of the elbows, a little bit more. Very good. Got a couple of more here. Miss Carol, can you put your video on mute? Because I think your video is, yeah.
I can't find it. I can't find it.
It's the microphone. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. All right. And from here, one more. From here, let's take our feet a little wide and do those hip circles. And then let's reverse that, go the other way. Very nice. We're going to go back to parallel feet. So again, make sure the outsides of the feet are kind of in alignment. Again, that might mean a foot being in a little bit. Very good. Let's interlace the fingers. Once again, tall, tall, tall. Push the hands away and then up towards the sky. Did you increase your range of motion? Do you notice any difference? Stay here. Maybe you can, eyes can look where the hands are. If that makes you dizzy, look forward instead. Then again, push it as best you can towards the ceiling. And then release that. Bend the knees, release that. So what that means is, so a lot of times when we're walking, we're not using all of our behind muscles. And you may see folks walking with their feet turned out as they walk. You may notice that on yourself. And so what we're trying to do is re-engage the behind muscles. So once again, let's bring those feet parallel. Stand here nice and tall, and let's squeeze 5 more times. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So us going through the things with the hands, the upper back, some of the other things we do, kind of the upper body is allowing the hips to be back into play. We're going to do one more thing with that golfer's grip. So we're going to, again, go into those golfer grip hands, go back to that letter W. We've done this in our yoga class before. And extend those arms out with the thumbs to the front of the room. So you got squeezy shoulders here. We're going to draw circles forward. So you just feel a big squeeze in the upper back. If you need to do just one arm at a time, that's okay too. Let's do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just kind of wiggle, jiggle, bend those knees a little bit. And then we're going to go back into that golfer's grip, go back into that letter W, extend those arms out. Our thumbs were to the front of the room first. Now do them up and back behind you. Ooh, this might be spicy. We're going to draw circles behind us now. Squeeze those shoulders. Super squeeze. You might feel a little tired. Do the best you can, okay? If you need to take a break, that's all right too. And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and done. Yay! All right, take your arms out to the side. Just kind of release that tension, bend those knees. Always like this one after doing the arm circles because it just kind of like eases that tension out of the body. And then take it to the front, alternate it. And as you do that, I'm going to step back. That's hard to do. Very good. Let's clap the hands. Get some heat going on in those palms. From here, we're going to do the Qigong detox in the form of Big Six. So let's stroke across the collarbone. So I was looking up on my traditional Chinese medicine meridian maps, and we have the lung meridian, the kidney meridian, and the stomach meridian. So it's kind of like there's 3 places here that we're clearing energy blockages when we bring it across. And let's do the other side. So again, above and below the collarbone, here we go. Stroke it across. You can also alternatively tap it across. So you can kind of pick what you want to do. Maybe you stroke for a couple and then you tap. I'm already feeling some drainage, so I'm swallowing a little extra here. All right, the next one is we take the hands in front and back of the ears and stroke in front and back of the ears. Bring it down the neckline and the jawline, but make sure you get back here at that occiput or occipital, the bone in the back of the head. So if you're new, this helps us to clear the pathway of encouraging better cerebral spinal fluid flow, getting rid of the brain waste, lessening potential for dementia. And let's do the other side. Again, in front and back of that ear, down the jawline, down the neckline. You should do this every day, 5 to 10 times in each site. And again, you can also tap. All right, so next is the armpit area. So you're going to take that hand at a right angle. That's the first, easiest way to do this. You're going to push into that armpit, and that thumb is stimulating that lung meridian again. Or you can kind of rub, or you can tap, tap, tap. Let's do the other side. So here we go. Thumb into that pit. I hope it's a pit and not a puff. And then you can wiggle jiggle here. If you want to pat, you can pat. Make a little sound. All right, now I learned another thing here recently in some of my training that I'm taking. So of course, I've been talking about here at the bottom of the ribs, that's where your diaphragm is. But sometimes, I'm stroking across that diaphragm, massaging it. The liver is back in here also. So if that diaphragm is up there nice and tight, then it sometimes can compromise your liver, which is, reduces your inflammation in your body because it processes all that stuff that we eat and all that good stuff. Do you know what your kidney function is? Your EGFR. Think about that. See if that's on your blood tests. All right, and let's pat and jiggle. Your gut is considered to be your second brain of your body. We'll move to the second heart in just a moment. We're going to bring those feet a little wide, and where that leg inserts into the torso, that's your quad or your iguanal crease. Quad is the Tai Chi name for it. Chop, chop, chop. Or you can stroke, but I like to chop. And then I'm going to walk my feet and clap my hands again. Get a little heat here. Now if you want to ignite the fire, it's like you're making meatballs. And then you're going to do a campfire where you kind of rub it nice and firm into those fingers for increased circulation, mobility in those fingers. Bend those knees. Let's place that heat on the knees. Reverse. Maybe come up on the tips of the fingers to stimulate all those little different acupressure points. And then to begin with, let's tap the gallbladder meridian, the side of the knees for lessening knee pain. And then slowly stroke behind the back of the knee, bottom of the hamstrings, top of the calves, the bend of the knee to lessen edema, swelling in the feet. Woo! Very good. Clap those hands, come back on up, and kind of finish it off there. So next is coming over to your chair or standing in the middle of the room or seated on the chair. Let's do our point and flexes. So I'm going to move my chair over a little bit. I'm going to take my outside foot. You can rest it on the floor or you can bend the knee. So you kind of choose here, okay? So I'm going to bend my knee and point and flex. Still pretty close to the floor though. I'm going to go ahead and see what our heart rate is. My heart rate's a little bit up. I can kind of tell that. And then we're going to draw a circle inward. Ankle isolation, again, strengthening the feet, your foundation of your walking. And reverse. Ooh, notice if reverse feels a little different. Very good. Now let's do the other side. You can go over to the other chair or just hang on to the chair, and again you can rest on the back of the heel or not. I kind of have my foot hovering a little bit. Pumping the calf, considered to be your second heart in your body. So it's a good thing. Reduces that blood glucose when you pump those calves. Okay, and now let's draw a circle inward. Clockwise, I guess you call it. Is that clockwise? Yeah, it's clockwise. Oof, I can feel stuff going on here. And then reverse. My foot doesn't like reverse on this side. Very good. And then, you know what, let's do one more thing for the feet. So I'm going to be up on the ball of my foot, and then I'm going to make circles again, but I'm circling with the knee and engaging the hip with this. So you might want to go a little slower. You can also do this seated on the floor. Seated on the floor. Seated on the chair. Don't do it seated on the floor. Reverse. Again, we're being sweet. We're being kind. And then kind of shake it out. Shake it out. Other one. Let's go kind of a ball of the foot on the other one and start doing that circle. Make sure your knee, your hip is kind of getting into the equation. And then reverse. So we're not doing much weight bearing on the one that we're doing the circles on, okay? Most of it's on the other leg. Again, come with the feet a little wide and shake the legs, bringing oxygen into that lower body, lessening opportunities for leg cramps. And then you can do knees up, hands underneath the knees if you need to, get into those hips. And then let's test our balance. We're going to do golden rooster. So golden rooster, let me move my chair up a little bit. I'm going to turn towards the back side of the chair. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to take my behind, kind of tuck that tailbone under. Now the leg closest to the chair, I'm rooting down into that chair. This is a Tai Chi concept. Bend the elbow up, and then we'll take the leg up. Now, can you release the chair? Or do you need to grip the chair? Do you feel sensation going on with the hip? And release. You can either walk over to the other side of the chair, or if you have a second chair, go over to the other side. Yeah, because we're going to be rooting down in the other leg. So bend the knees, tuck that tailbone under. Very good. Root down. Now, bend the elbow up. Take the leg up. You can point your toe down if you like. Do you need to hang on to the chair? Do you feel the challenge here? Well, I do. And release. While we're here, we're going to do the 3-point step. Again, that builds strength in the legs and lets you be aware of your balance challenges. We do this again in Tai Chi class. So, what I invite you to do, I'm close to the chair because I may need the chair today. I'm going to bend both knees, all right? The leg closest to the chair is going to be rooted down. The other one, I'm just going to bring that leg forward enough to where I'm not shifting my weight. So I'm on my heel, toe up, bring it back to the ankle. I'm still bending that knee next to the chair. Bring it out to the side, ankle down, heel, toe up, back to the ankle. And then back behind me at an angle. Point that toe, squeeze that butt, bring it in. Ready? 2 more times. Here we go. Forward to the ankle, to the side, to the ankle. Hello, hip. Back behind you to the ankle. 1 more time. Here we go. Heel down, toe up to the ankle, straight out to the side, to the ankle, back behind you to the ankle. All right, come out and just kind of stomp on the ground here. Kind of shake a little bit. And we're going to do the other side. Either walk around to the other side of the chair or come over to your other chair. Again, facing you, going to bend both knees, tuck that tailbone under, rooting down into the leg closest to the chair. The other leg, I'm going to hang on to the chair this time. I think I did that last time too. Heel down, toe up. So if you do it too far, then you are shifting your weight forward. But just bring it far enough to where you don't have to put any weight in that leg that's forward. Back to the ankle. Straight out to the side. Back to the ankle. Back behind you. Ooh, squeeze that behind. Back to the ankle. Stay here. Guess what? Stay low. Heel down, toe up. Woo! Back to the ankle. Out to the side. Back to the ankle. Back behind you. Back to the ankle. 1 more time. Here we go. Here we go. Heel down, toe up. Hello, leg. Back to the ankle. Straight out to the side. Back to the ankle. And back behind you. Woo! Back to the ankle. Come out of that. Oh my. Y'all probably felt some buildup going on there, yeah? Let's just kind of do a step touch here. You can step touch seated on the chair too. So we're just kind of letting go of that muscle buildup, that memory. If it's available, maybe you can wave the arms also. Maybe not. Very good. We use huge muscle groups when we do that three-point stepping drill, and also in Golden Rooster. All right, so mine's at 106 beats. Wow. Okay, now we're going to do the strength portion of class. If you didn't think that was strength, we're going to work on some more. I'm going to move my chair out of the way and bring the one to the center of the room that has the yoga block and the strap. All right, so let's come sit down. Notice how you sit down. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. From here, let's go ahead and do a cat-cow. So hands on the knees and curve your spine to the back of the room. And then come up nice and tall and hinge forward. Again, curve your spine to the back of the room. And sit up nice and tall and come forward. 1 more time. Curve your spine to the back of the room. Curve, curve, curve. Woo! Sit up nice and tall and hinge forward. Beautiful. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit more. I'm looking to see where that is in the camera. Okay, that's better. We're going to take our yoga strap and thread it underneath. And basically you can do a shoelace tie, or maybe you've got a buckle to where you can thread it into the buckle. You got a TheraBand, you tie the TheraBand. So I bring it into both buckles, and then I open up the buckle. This is how mine is configured. And I thread it. I go on top and in the middle and through. Hopefully it won't kind of have a weird kink in it. There you go. Okay. So what we're trying to go for is about 2.5 or 3 fist distances apart. That's hard to say. Fist distances. Anyway, press into the floor. You might feel that muscular contraction, that strong sensation in the top of the legs, in the calves, maybe the bottoms of the feet, maybe the booty, as my 13-year-old granddaughter would say, the booty, or biscuits. I don't know why they call them biscuits, but anyway. What we're going to do is, there's a wrinkle down here on the floor, and we hate wrinkles. I know we all do. So we're going to press down into the floor and press away. So we engage this a little bit more. Woo! Might be a little spicy. Let's breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Listen to the breath as it goes in through the nose and out. Again, press down, press away, press down, press away, press down, press away. Woo! Oh my goodness, there it is. Kind of spicy. And release. Yay! Now, find your yoga block, grab it. Let's do the medium width, okay? Place it in between the thighs. You know what, maybe cinch up on your strap a little bit, just a little bit. And, bring that block up a bit to where, you've got about 4 or 5 inches from the top of your leg to the air. And I'm gonna cinch it in a little bit more. I'm gonna walk my feet in a little bit more too. Now, here's the thing. I'm pressing to the outside of the block or outside of the strap, and I'm also keeping the block in place, but maybe I need to cinch up a little bit more because we want to push away while still holding the block. So this is a little different than what we've done before. We're going to try to go ahead and play the block, but not have it move, okay? Here we go. Oh my. Woo! Is it moving? Okay, now remove the strap. We won't do clam today. Somehow we're going to remove the strap. Oh my. Well, I'm just going to let it go down there to the floor. I'm going to keep that little loop on my strap and move it to the side. We're going to play the drums again. This time we're going to be a little more vigorous. So heel toe, in some more. Squeeze. Woo! And keep the squeeze. Let's get the vibration going. Let's do fist, side of the fist. Ooh, that's a little stronger. Oh my. Are you breathing? Now, if you can, mine went down. Okay, I got to scooch it back up. Now we're going to try to do the side of the fist on the side. We're going to try. So here we go. Yeah, that doesn't do nothing. Go back on top. Woo! Very nice. Release the block. Shake the legs. Stomp the feet. Very good. Now we're going to go into the big toe. So a lot of times we have stiff big toe. One way to encourage that is, of course, go into a toe stretch. You can do that with a variation of Warrior One or Crescent Lunge. So to do that seated on the chair, it's good that if you don't have arms on the chair, but you may have to go at an angle if you have arms on the chair. But I don't, so I'm going to demonstrate it how I teach it. So sitting up nice and tall, and I'm going to take my booty off the chair, let it hang there. Okay, not for long. Then I'm going to take that leg in front, and again, you got to get your behind comfortable on the chair to do this, right? So it's here, right, kind of in the center of the middle of the chair. You can stay here, or maybe you kind of scooch it back a little bit, kind of like a little bit of a lunge. So you're on that toe. So I've got my sandals on, so I'm really kind of stretching the bottom of that toe. I'm going to press into the forward foot, press into that back toe, press, press, press. Then I'm going to squeeze the behind that's off the chair, squeeze. Now if I want more, you shift your hip just a little bit. Ooh, it's spicy. Arm or arms can go up. So this is a variation of Warrior One or Crescent Lunge, or you can do both, but I usually just do one. And I hang on. Press firmly into the floor. Feel that tension build up. Woo! Don't forget to breathe. This one's a back bend, by the way, so your heart rate may kick up a little bit, or it may not. And release. Wow. Bring that leg next to the other leg, and then kind of walk over to the other side of the chair. Swivel, swivel, swivel. Let's do the other side. Okay, y'all know what's going on. Booty hangs off. Bring that leg in front. And maybe scooch the leg back a little bit to get that really stretch in that bottom of the foot. Tall posture. Woo! All right, press into that toe, press into the forward leg, get it activated. Squeeze the bun, hang on to your chair, and maybe your option is shift that hip. Oh my, hello hip flexor. Press, squeeze, shift, arm up or not. Breathe. Lots of commands here in this yoga posture. Oh my. And release it. Yay, yay. We're going to do unsupported twists next. This is to support back, easing back challenges. So we go back to that letter W, kind of like we did for setup for the arm circles, but we're not going to do arm circles, not today. Keep your letter W hands. My feet are a little bit wide on this one, pressing firmly, softly into the floor. We'll breathe in, expand the chest and the belly. Now draw that belly button towards your spine, twist over to one side as you keep the legs nice and still, so don't let the knees drop in. Woo! Notice what you notice. Stay here, breathe in, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale back to the center. Wow, we're going to stay here, breathe in, belly big. Over to the other side. Here we go, here we go. Press into the floor, don't forget that. Ooh, twist it a little bit more on that side. And again, breathe in. Exhale, release it back to the center, and then release the arms and shuffle the shoulders. This is also another opportunity for lymphatic drainage because this kind of stimulates that termini and the atypical area in our bodies. So again, shoulder shuffle. Beautiful. Okay, trying to think what else we need to do here. I'm looking at my list because I got a list of things we have to cover. Ding, 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 ding. Let's just shake, 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 shake. We'll do a little oiling of the hip joint while we're seated, and then we'll go into our standing portions next. So we're going to do that with a supported sumo stomp. Hands underneath, bring the knee up and out to the side. So again, we're kind of oiling that hip joint. Bring it way up and back. Other side, here we go. Knee up and out. Knee up and back in. Now if you want to add a little stomp, you may, or not. I'm just kind of letting it drop. I'm lifting it up and I let it drop. Lift it up and let it drop. So I'm not really forcing it to go into the floor. I'm just releasing it into the floor. Now if you've got brittle bones, this is not for you, okay? Or maybe you have plantar fasciitis or some neuromas. Maybe there's some things that go ouchie, ouchie. You go soft instead. One more. And then one more on the other side. Here we go. Go back to shaking the legs. Kind of stomping the feet a little bit. And let's come to standing next, all right? So here we go. I'm going to move my equipment out of the way. Bending my knees when I do that. If you need to get a little sip of water, you know what? I'm going to get a little sip of water. Get a little sip of water. It's good stuff. Tastes good right now, right? And then let's see. Let me bring it a little bit more forward. Oh, I see everybody getting the water. That's good stuff. Yeah, you're doing good. Hydrate, hydrate. You know, when we sit in the chair for over an hour, we start to lose height because our vertebra, which is a kind of a lots of water filled, starts to kind of get all that stuff out. So continue to drink, continue to hydrate, continue to move once every hour, okay? So the first one is leg swings. So we're going to be here and then just bring the legs out and in. We're kind of doing things in different order than normal or abnormal. 2 more. And let's do the other side. Here we go. Ooh, I'm kicking the chair. Almost. I don't mean to kick the chair. 2 more. 1 more. Very good. Next we're going to do heel out, toe in. So we bring it out and across the body. So make sure you're not going to hit the back of the chair, okay? So your hands, if your hands are together, you're going to be feeling challenged in your balance, maybe a little apart. So here we go. Heel out, bring it across. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Kind of walk in the middle. If you've got pelvic prolapse, that might not feel good in your body, so maybe you do a little bit less way out and in. All right, let's try that again. Other side, heel out and toe in. So here we go. Heel out, woo, bring it across. Again, opportunities for that lubrication of that hip joint. It's kind of a protective measure here. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. Woo. walk in between. So the next one is toe out, bring it across, toe in, toe out, toe in. So we're moving this, all right? So toe out, toe in. Woo! Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. March in between. Think about the other side. Toe out, toe in, toe out, toe in. Get yourself set up. Make sure you don't hit your chair. Toe out and in. Woo! One side feel a little bit more challenging than the other, most likely. Don't be surprised if you start burping. 2 more. And 1 more. And march in place. Very good. So I'm going to move this chair out of the way, go over to the other chair. We're going to stand behind the chair. So I showed this sideways. Y'all don't have to, move your chair sideways though. So we have our hips facing the back of the chair. We'll step a leg back. Now, I'm going to bring my feet a little wide. Just get set up to my feet are a little bit wider. About, again, hip distance apart, okay? And then step a foot back, lay down on that heel. Now I'm going to take that other foot, it's pretty far away from the back of the chair, so I'm kind of walk it towards the back of the chair. The leg closest to the chair, I'm bending the knee. Woo. And then whatever leg I step back, same side arm is up. Now, what I encourage you to do here is think about the back of the heel. Press into that back of the heel. So that's stretching your calf muscle, okay, which is important. Maybe you can do both hands, maybe not. Again, we're using huge muscle groups here. Don't be surprised you feel your heart rate kick up a little bit. Bring your hand down, take that back foot, step it in. Okay, other side. Step your leg back, lay down on that heel. Make sure the other foot's kind of close to the back of the chair. Bend the knee closest to the chair. And again, think about that back heel. Press into the back of the heel. Arms can go up. I'm going to do the other arm. Again, we've got a little back bend here. Naturally increases the heart rate. We're using huge muscle groups. Also increases the heart rate, stimulates bone growth. Bring your hand down, take that back foot, bring it to the back of the chair. This time we step it back a little extra. So go to that original side, step it back, step it back, step it back some more. Okay, now the other foot's close to the back of the chair, bend that knee. And I tend to lean forward on this, so think about, okay, shoulders over that knee. So it's more of a back bend because of that back leg. Back of the heel, press into that back of the heel. Same side arm goes up as whatever leg you stepped back. Woo! Bring the hand down, relax everything, bring it into the back of the chair. Other side, okay. Step it back some more. Lay down on that heel, and look, I'm leaned forward. I gotta be nice and tall on this one. So I'm gonna bend the knee closest to the back of the chair and press into that back heel. Press, 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 press. Did I say press? I meant to say press. Bring your arm up if you can. Maybe the other one, maybe not. I'm glad I have the wall here. I can hang on to the wall if I need to. Woo! This one feels spicy on this side. Notice what you notice, okay? Bring the arm down, take that back leg, bring it to the back of the chair. Okay, so the next one is part 3. It's the sciatica soother. So all of these lead up to this one. You got to do the 2 to make the number 3 more effective. So again, we're here at the back of the chair. Step it back a little bit, just a little bit. And then you take that back heel, lift it up, you're on the ball of the foot. Now take your booty, tuck it under. Woo! You don't bend the other one very much. And then raise your arm up. You might feel a little shaking going on here. I certainly do. Maybe it's just me. It might be just me. Oh my. So again, we're kind of flossing that sciatic nerve here. And release it down. Woo! And just kind of step in place here. Sometimes that's a little strong. Just a little. Let's do the other side. Here we go. So we're going to step it back that regular distance. And then we lift up on that back heel. So we're on the ball of the foot. Take your booty, tuck it under. Woo! And then raise that same side arm up. It's a soft bend in the knee of the other one. Not much though. I mean a little bit, right? It's not super straight, but there's a little soft bend in it. Again, you may have to hang onto the wall, hang onto the chair, because there might be a little spice going on here. And release it down. Yay. Okay. Kind of stomp those feet. Again, kind of do a little knee up business. That's kind of spicy, yeah? Targets the psoas muscle and some of those other side behind muscles. When we do the step touch, we're actually kind of using those muscles, which are integral in having better walking ability. So grab the other chair or the chair in the wall, and let's walk forwards and backwards. So we did some butt squeezing earlier. So I want you to kind of think about this compared to other times. So hands on the chair, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Does it seem different in your body? It might. I don't know. Where's my chair? Way back there. Toe ball heel, toe ball heel, toe ball heel, and then switch the feet. Bring that back foot forward. Heel ball toe, heel ball toe, heel ball toe, and then toe ball heel, toe ball heel, toe ball heel. Switch the feet. Then the other one, the more back one, is going to come forward. Swing it forward. Heel ball toe, heel ball toe, heel ball toe. You use a different part of your brain when you walk backwards, by the way. So that's good for your prefrontal cortex. And of course your balance challenge. So that's a good thing. Switch the feet one more time. Here we go. And swing it forward. Heel ball toe, heel ball toe, heel ball toe. And then let's take it back. Toe ball heel, toe ball heel, toe ball heel. So that's one of your homeworks, kind of walk backwards and forwards. But safety, always use a wall, use a kitchen counter, that kind of thing. All right, so the next one is sit to stand. I have carpet here, so for those new people in the classroom, sit to stand is a statistic that they measure if you're likely to fall. If you can't do about 10 to 12 of these in 30 seconds, if you can do 12 of these in 30 seconds, then you have a 30% chance of falling. Kind of a reverse statistic. If you're doing like 4, it's like you have a 70% chance of falling. The test is hands on the shoulders, feet near the front of the chair, and stand up, and then sit down. Now if you can't do that, maybe it's hands on the chair to train to do this. So the training for this is to have hands on the chair and doing this. You may have to do that to begin with. My hips are making noises. Now at home, if you have like a wood floor, that kind of thing, you put the chair up against the wall and then the other chair in front. Again, we're concerned about safety when we do this, right? And then, and try not to do what I do sometimes, which is I swing the arms up to propel me. No, that's cheating. Although sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? Y'all keep doing that, because I'm going to come up to the front of the room. Heart rate should be going up, up, up. Yeah? Again. You might be breathing. Well, you should be breathing. It might be deep. Let's do 2 more. If you can. And then on this next one, hover. Hover. Chair pose, hover over the chair. And then bring your hands back behind you, touch that chair, and come softly down. Woo! Is heart rate up? Oh yeah. From here, we're doing our guided rest and relaxation. So I invite you to get comfortable. That might be laying down on the floor, on the couch, scooching back in the chair. We'll do what's called a non-sleep deep rest meditation. NSDR, I think they call it. Non-sleep deep rest, yes. Okay, I was looking at the side here. So let's breathe in together. Breathe in. And then open the mouth and let it go. Let's do that again. Breathe in. Open the mouth in. That's like your stress relieving breath. We'll do that one more time. Here we go. Breathe in. And let it go. Beautiful. Now keep the lips softly sealed. Slowly breathe in through the nostril tips. And then slowly, slowly out through the tips of the nostrils. You might be making that little kind of sound when you do that. Again, slow, slow. Breathe in. And out. One more time. Inhaling, belly big, chest big. And slowly, slowly out. So part of a non-sleep deep rest is to notice your breath. Notice that you're breathing. Don't change it in any way. Just notice, what does it feel like here to breathe in? What does it feel like here to breathe out? Good. And then settle, get comfortable in your chair. Your eyes can gaze forward, gaze down at the floor. They could be closed. You can move around if you need be, okay? So it's what you need, what you want, okay? Just listen to my voice. That's all you have to do. So from here, we're going to take a little journey through the body, and I'm going to be naming some different places in the body. When I do name places in the body, I want you to think about that place. Bring all of your attention, all of your awareness to that place. And then we'll swiftly move on to other places in the body. So that allows us to be in the now, in the present moment. So from here, I invite you to notice your right big thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Notice the top of the right hand, the palm, right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper right arm, and the top of the right shoulder. Let's move this through the back side of our body, noticing the back side of the right shoulder blade, the right mid-back, the right buttock, back of the right leg, calf, and notice the sole of your right foot. Shift that to noticing your right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe. And let's bring that attention to that right pinky toe. From here, let's shift our attention to the top of the foot, the right shin, the knee, the upper right leg. Notice your hip joint, your right side waist, right side chest, and that right collarbone. From the right hand side of the body, just notice what you notice, all the places on the right hand side. And then let's shift everything over to the left hand side, starting with that left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, the left pinky finger. And again, just listen to my voice. Notice that left palm, the top of the left hand, left wrist, forearm, elbow, left upper arm, left collarbone. From the front side of the body, let's slip it to the back side of the body, noticing the back side of that left shoulder, left mid-back, buttock, back of the left leg, left calf, and then the sole of the left foot. Let's bring attention now to that left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe. And again, notice that left pinky toe. Shifting your awareness now to the top of the left foot, shin, left knee, top of the left leg. Let's notice that left hip, the left side waist, the left side chest, and that left side collarbone. Then from here, I invite you to notice your navel center. And then softly shift that to your heart center. And then here at the base of the throat, your throat center. Good. From here, bring your awareness to your chin, your jawline, the bottom lip, the upper lip, the right nostril, the left nostril, the right eye, the left eye, your forehead, and then the very crown of your head. So at the very crown of your head, let's create a little hole there and then invite that bright sunshine to peer through the crown of the head, saturating every cell in your body as it goes from the top of the head, through your torso, through your arms and legs, all the way down to the tips of the fingers, tips of the toes. Bring in that bright, healing sunshine. Good. Now, if there's areas in your body that might be having a challenge today, invite a little bit more bright sunshine, that healing sunshine, into those areas. Just saturate it with that bright, bright sunshine. Now, with that exhale breath, releasing toxins, releasing what no longer serves you out through the bottoms of the feet, the back side of the body, wherever your body is touching a surface that's supporting, let it all just release, go into the earth. Good. And then from here, I invite you to notice your breath again. What we'll do now, it's called the elongated breath. I'll clap my hands to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. As we breathe in, we'll pause, and I'll clap my hands to a count of 5 as we exhale. So follow along if it's available for you. So let's begin. Breathe in. And then slowly, slowly out. Again, big breath in. And slowly, slowly out. One more time. Here we go. Breathe in, belly big. Then slowly out. Good, good. Now I invite you to come back into the now, into the present moment. So you may want to continue to be relaxed and released into the surface that's supporting you, but if you're here with me, maybe you can wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes, kind of lift those heels up and down, shoulders up and down, open the eyes. Sometimes you accumulate a bit of tears when when you do the guided rest, and that's okay. Just kind of swipe them away, yeah? Good. Now bring the knees apart and place the hands on the knees, and let's draw upper body shoulder circles. Now we're going slow because sometimes things in the pelvis kind of surprise us, yeah? Again, 1 hour of being seated and in a slouch position makes your vertebral discs shrink because they're fluid filled. So you need to move at least once per hour. Just a little bit of movement, a little twisting, getting up out of your chair. Reverse, other direction. Go the other way. So that also helps you with having less pain in the body if you're moving around throughout the day. So I encourage you to move every hour, some type of movement. It's also good for cognitive function to move around just once every hour. Now we're going to come back to the center and do that seated cat-cow. So curve to the back of the room, get that extension and inflection of the spine, and then come up nice and tall. Again, it can be spicy when you come out of that pelvic tilt, so be slow, be sweet, and let's hinge forward. Elbows out, hinge forward for that cow, or a forward fold as you call it. Go back to tall seated mountain, nice tall posture, and then curve to the back of the room. Once again, curve, curve, curve. Woo, I love it. Come back to tall seated mountain, be sweet, be kind, and then hinge back on forward. Very good. I'm going to do a little bit for our neck before we go into the gratitude practice, okay? So from here, what we're going to do is spread out our hands. This is called spread the feathers. We do this in our chair Tai Chi class sometimes. We take let me scoot over here, take the hand out to the side. Now, usually I would have it lower, and then turn the thumb to the back of the room. So you activate the pericardium and the heart meridians here. Then we're going to take our opposite ear, drop it towards the shoulder, maybe the hand off the leg, and if it's available, drop the chin towards your chest, and then take your chin, look up towards where the wall meets the ceiling, And then bring it back to the center of your chest and over to that extended arm side. And then back towards your chest and then back to its normal position as you release. Now I'm going to scoot over to the other side of the chair. Let's do the other side. So again, spread out those hands. Bring the arm a little bit lower than what I'm showing here in the camera and turn the thumb to the back of the room. So you should notice some activation of that upper arm shoulder. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Maybe the arm rests out to the side. And then if it's available, drop the chin towards the shoulder. Be cautious, be sweet, be kind now. And then we're going to take that chin, look up where the wall meets the ceiling. And then back down to the center of the chest. And then over to that extended arm side. So we're kind of drawing a smile with our chin. Back down to the chest. And then back to heart center. Very good. And release that. Little shoulder shrugs here. Little shaking. And let's do hands to heart center. Let's do swimming dragon. Again, noticing range of motion in the neck and the shoulder muscles. So here we go. Press the palms softly. And let's breathe in, belly big. Press the hands one direction. Turn the head the other. Notice your range of motion, the ease in which you can do this, or the dis-ease. Interesting, dis-ease, yeah. And then bring it back to the center. Let's do it again. Breathe in, belly big. Press it the other way. Turn the head the other way. Ooh, notice what you notice. And then bring it back to the center. Very good. So this next is our gratitude practice. So let's think about one thing that we're grateful for. It may be just you showing up for class today. It may be something else. But what I like to do is stack my hands or hands together, place them at my heart center, and I just drop my chin towards my chest in gratitude of just showing up today. Or maybe, again, you're thinking about something, somewhere, something special to you. You're clasping it, you're grasping it, placing it into your heart center. Just think about this for a little bit. I know Maggie had some good news when she went to the VA, so that's great. We're grateful for the good news. I just wanted to shout that out, yeah. And you know what? I'm grateful for you all showing up today. You know, you've got that determination, discipline, and what's the other one? There's another one. I can't remember. And the responsibility for showing up, for signing up, for showing up for class. So I love it. Thank you all so much for doing stuff for you. It's wonderful. I get kind of misty when I think about that. Anyway, let's bring our eyes back to heart center. You can have them open or close as I say our traditional endings to end our class today. So the light in me honors and respects the light in you. So let's take that strength, the understanding, and that little attitude of gratitude, and let's pass it on. Namaste, which means the bright light in me honors and respects the bright light in you. This concludes our practice of chair yoga for fall prevention. Let me stop the recording.